Hey, AP Psychology, Mr. Gallagher here to wrap up main lesson 4 of Unit 2A, Brain and Biology and Behavior. Again, I told you it's a big one, and we're trying to keep it less 10 minutes or less. So broke it down to A into 4 parts for you here. And this is going to be it. So we're going to continue our journey through the brain and the anatomy of the brain. Went from the old brain, getting new, to cerebral cortex, talked about the front, parietal, talked about the temporal lobes, occipital lobes. Now we're going to keep on moving. Hindbrain, the bottom portion of brain, extension of spinal cord. This is the old brain. Remember, hindbrain is old. Contains the medulla, breathing, heartbeat, pons, cerebellum, reticular formation. Midbrain, we're getting a little smarter here, continues upward from the pons and the hindbrain, and it's between the hindbrain and the forebrain, right in the middle there. The forebrain makes us smart. The frontal lobes, the cerebral cortex, prefrontal cortex, makes up the largest part of the brain, most highly developed portion of the brain. Major components: cerebrum, complex mental activities, limbic system, corpus callosum, thalamus, and hypothalamus. And you can see right here, your frontal lobe, this is ours humans, is pretty big, all right? The parietal lobe, temporal, occipital, okay? You can see that cerebral cortex, those bumps and valleys protecting our brain, that layer. Okay, more motor cortex in the frontal lobe, towards the middle of the brain actually though. You have the motor and sensory cortex right next to each other because they go hand in hand. You sense stuff, you move. Okay, the motor cortex at the rear of the frontal lobes controls voluntary movements. I'm picking up this Diet Coke or Coke Zero right here. Drinking it down. My sensory cortex has sensed that taste of this Coke Zero. All right, and my motor cortex is going to put back down here. All right, you can see right here, they're connected to each other, close together, they work together. Association areas or areas of cerebral cortex are not involved with primary motor or sensory functions. They're involved in a higher mental function such as learning, remembering, thinking, and speaking. Poor little rat, ain't got much going on as far as associate areas in the frontal lobe. But look at his senses, man. He can smell that cheese anywhere and he can see that stuff. Look at your cat here. Yeah, look at the motor area on the cat. It's huge in proportion to the brain. Cats are very athletic. Also, can sense, they can see in the dark very well. They're fast. Okay? Chimpanzees, look at them though. Pretty smart. Look at that. Look at their sensory motor, their cortex, sensory cortex right next to each other like ours. And of course, our brains are the most developed. But look how small our motor cortex is compared to the cat. Or look how small our sensory areas are compared to the rat. Okay, aphasia. Impairment of language usually caused by left hemisphere damage to either the Broca's area or Wernicke's area. The Broca's area allows you to speak and move your mouth to talk. If you get dehydrated, it affects your Broca's area. You may slur your speech a little bit because you're dehydrated because it's not working correctly. The Wernicke's area, if there's damage to it, you get punched on your left hemisphere, your Wernicke's is damaged, you might not be able to understand what people are saying to you. You're like, I don't know what you're saying, man. I just know what you're saying. Because the Wernicke's area is involved in language comprehension. Phineas Gage, check this video out. Interesting character. We learn much about the brain, behavior, anatomy, and personality by studying old Phineas, who took a blasting rod all the way through his eye and through his frontal lobe. He didn't die. If it would have gone through his medulla or pons, old brain be dead. Frontal lobe, he just became weird. All right, damage to Wernicke's area. A patient asked to describe a picture that showed two boys stealing cookies behind a woman's back. The response from the damaged patient was this: mother is away working her work to get her better. But when she's looking, the two boys looking the other part. She's working another time. Makes perfect sense. The patient cannot interpret the auditory code sent out by the angular gyrus. All right, this guy here, oh man, Dr. Ben Carson, genius. He splits brains for a living, right? Brain plasticity is the ability of your brain to modify itself in damages or surgery. There are people who only have literally half a brain. They got a hemisphere removed because of epilepsy or something severe. Younger you are, your brain plasticity is awesome. Teenager, young adult, it starts to slow down. Middle age, old age, not plastic at all. All right. Corpus callosum, this cauliflower looking thing. Yeah, that's why I don't like cauliflower. Largest bundle of neural fibers. Connects the two brain hemispheres, left and right, and carries messages between them. Split brain, a condition in which two hemispheres are isolated by cutting the corpus callosum. Interesting stuff here, especially in this video. Check it out. All right, because the brain, the left hemisphere is responsible for language comprehension and speaking. The right brain is spatial. Just check this video out. Trust me, it's very cool. All right, our divided brain, visual field on the left goes to the right occipital lobe. Visual field on the right goes to the left occipital lobe. All right. Oh, this got removed. So we're done with that one. They don't like it. All right, well, that's it. Unit 2A, the big part of Unit 2, we're finished. Mini lesson 4 done. Mr. Gallagher, I'm out 10 minutes or less.